Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, ¿cómo están? Hola, hola, hola. Hi, it's KIROZAWA. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Well, what are you doing here and what is this? First of all, we're live in 101 countries. Please subscribe. Please go to YouTube and the Weather Family. You should go on. Please do it. Well, what is this? A few months, actually, okay, let me explain you. I did a special show for The Revenge of the Mummy, The Ride, thanks to Universal Studios that they invited me to be the MC. So I received this on the mail. So it's very interesting because, you know, that was a long time ago, but I just want to show it to you and share because The Mummy, The Revenge, and how they create it and all that, it's so incredible. So friends everywhere, just watch this because it's very interesting.
Planets have aligned. The moment has come. The terrifying curse of Imhotep is about to haunt your nightmares. Again. The Mummy is back for revenge. At Universal Studios Hollywood, a revolutionary new thrill ride will be unleashed upon the world, and it's like nothing you've ever experienced before.
Acompaña a Francisco Javier Quirós para dar una mirada exclusiva a este innovador fenómeno, los secretos de Revenge of the Mummy, The Ride.
¿Qué tal, amigos? ¿Cómo están? Les saluda Francisco Javier Quirós, KIROZAWA. Bienvenidos a este programa especial con los secretos de Revenge of the Mummy, The Ride. En este programa especial de media hora estaremos viendo en exclusiva y por primera vez a una de las atracciones que va a revolucionar todo lo que sabemos en relación a parques de diversiones. Imagínese usted una montaña rusa de gran velocidad, después métela en una casa embrujada y llena de muchos hechizos y después mézclela con todos los efectos especiales que tienen en las películas de Hollywood. Y también este lugar dicen que está embrujado con una maldición de más de 3,000 años.
Death will come on swift wings to whomsoever opens this chest.
The Revenge of the Mummy attraction basically picks up where the movies left off.
Juicy.
Yes. It continues the storyline with all the action, all the adventure, all the suspense around every turn. You never know where you're going to end up. You never know when it's going to let up. The one thing that's different is you're in the middle of it.
To achieve this unique movie immersion experience, Universal Studios ride designers teamed up with Stephen Sommers, writer-director of both Mummy films.
We first started working with Stephen Sommers back in 1999 when he just finished the first Mummy movie, and the first time I ever met him, the first thing he said is, "When are we going to make a ride for the Mummy?"
It was very exciting. You know you're onto something when they make a theme park ride out of one of your movies. Action! I just thought, it would be really fun if the theme park ride had a lot more to do with the movie than most theme park rides. Usually they just they make this theme park ride and then they tack on a name, I find. But we help them develop the story. Because like I said, we want it to be a story. We want it to be a movie so that audiences were inside of a movie instead of looking from the outside looking in.
That's great.
Yeah,
so they don't know what's coming.
You don't know what's coming.
No, that's great.
A movie ride that would look and feel like being back in ancient Egypt. Imhotep's tomb is recreated in stunningly authentic detail, much like what archaeologists found when they first entered the burial chambers of the pharaohs in the Valley of Kings.
We sent our researchers off to the British Museum and to the Oriental Institute in Chicago, and we've consulted the experts in Egyptology, and they've helped us come up with ways to weave the Egyptian into the ride and to make sure that every hieroglyph that you see in the attraction actually means something, and it usually means that you're doomed, but we've got it well covered. So if we have somebody who's a real expert out there, they're going to find out that there's some nasty things being said in the ride.
We're working with, Academy Award-winning production designers, composers, writers, and directors to create a one-of-a-kind immersive experience.
What we wanted to do is make it really part of, the Mummy series, if you will. We wanted to make sure we got the actors and the actors' voices, and try to do it, make it relate to the movies as much as possible.
So to have Arnold, the guy who played the mummy, be the mummy in our ride takes it to an entirely different level.
I think what's cool about the ride is the fact that so many people enjoyed the first two films. I mean, so many people, all ages, you know, little kids come up to me in the mall and kick me and yell bad mummy.
Serve me and savor riches beyond measure.
Right. When you hear him speak the lines, you instantly go, that's the mummy, and that's the way it should be.
Death is only the beginning!
Being able to work with that team that originally brought this amazing franchise to life and bring their creative talents together with our attraction team to create this, it's really, truly an unparalleled extension of the Mummy story.
Maldiciones. Como si uno creyera en esas cosas. ¿Ah? Qué curioso. Me parece que escuché voces, pero supuestamente aquí no hay nadie. Al regresar, conoceremos a los diseñadores de Revenge of the Mummy, The Ride, que nos enseñaron cómo construyen esta atracción que está provocando fuertes emociones psicológicas y además, cómo la momia le va a provocar un miedo que se le van a caer hasta los calzones.
There's no place to hide. Your souls are mine.
Con que durmiendo en el trabajo, ¿eh? ¿Qué pasó? Ya sé, es que el trabajo está un poco muerto. ¡Hey amigos! Esto es Revenge of the Mummy, The Ride, la única atracción que te va a despertar el miedo a la oscuridad y que te hará sentir que te dan miedo los insectos, la altura, la velocidad y que también estás en peligro. Y que tal vez no salgas de aquí con vida.
When we first thought up this concept, we really wanted to create what we call a psychological thrill ride. We looked at all of those things that really push people's fear buttons, you know, the psychological fears, and we picked those things.
I hate bugs. And we're combining that with modern technology and thrill ride technology such as you would find on a modern day roller coaster. We're putting it all together to create a ride that scares you.
Whoa! We've taken all of the psychological fear buttons that we think people most react to. Fear of fire, fear of the dark, fear of being out of control, fear of bugs, and we put them together in one experience, and we just keep pushing those buttons and we just don't let up.
I grew up loving thrill houses. You know, you go into these haunted houses or houses of mirrors, and it was always scary and fun. And we thought, oh, well, you put a roller coaster inside there, and it'll double the fun.
When you're designing a psychological thrill ride, everything plays off of each other. So you can use music. We have the most amazing onboard audio system I think ever produced for a ride. You can use the dark. You can use the dark ride sections. You can use the coaster sections. And when you put it all together, everything combines to make you believe that you've entered another world and you may not get out alive.
One of the cool things
An immortal evil that has fascinated people for centuries.
is, unlike some of the other horror characters that have fangs and that can suck your blood and do all sorts of evil things to you, this is a character that sort of creeps into your subconscious, you know, and is much scarier than the rest of them. You know, I think there's also a fascination with the fact that perhaps this person has everlasting life, you know, or death for that matter, but that he's the undead, that he lives forever.
This place is cursed.
Well, the curse of Imhotep the mummy and mummies' curses goes all the way back to when King Tut's tomb was discovered in the 1920s. And, you know, there's all the stories in the British tabloids about the curse, and all these strange things started happening. People started dying.
The legend of the curse even crept inside the minds of the ride designers. During the filming of some sequences for the attraction, they realized that something strange happened every time someone spoke the name Imhotep. Anything from exploding lights to lightning strikes.
We all started getting a little bit nervous because the script that we wrote for this particular part of the attraction was lifted directly from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. So we started worrying that maybe we were setting off the curse of Imhotep. Yeah, I kind of expected this, actually. I thought if we started messing with, 3,000-year-old curses that we were going to have to deal with it sooner or later. And all throughout the attraction, strange things like this have been happening.
Al regresar, nos enteraremos cómo es que esta atracción está rompiendo con todas las reglas de diseño en parques de diversión. Y es que esta montaña rusa no se parece a ninguna otra como la que usted se haya subido en toda su vida. ¡Hey! ¿Qué es eso? ¡Qué lindo escarabajo! A ver. Escarabajo, casi te agarro. Revenge of the Mummy, The Ride. Es una atracción única, y desde cualquier punto de vista que se vea, ya que mezclan un excelente show con efectos especiales y una montaña rusa de alta velocidad en la que te sumerges en una historia que te transporta al antiguo Egipto a una velocidad increíble. Y cuando te topas con la momia, ahí es donde la cosa se pone dura y comienzan a pasarte las cosas a ti. Ahí estás, ¿Y quién es ese? ¿Tu amigo?
Why can't you people ever keep your feet on the ground?
This is like state of the art. Newest technology you can have for in-park rides.
They get to experience all of the thrills and chills of a scary dark ride, but they also get to experience all of the energy and excitement of a roller coaster with a few twists.
Oh, she's faster than she looks.
The difference between this and like the movies is we only have a few minutes. And so we really want to get people's adrenaline pumping, and we want to scare the heck out of them.
Oh, that doesn't sound too bad.
Created state-of-the-art robotic animation and all the other special effects and put them together to create an experience that I know guests have never seen anything like it before.
Designing Revenge of the Mummy took 10 years from its original conception. Ride engineers created an unprecedented high-velocity magnetic levitation propulsion system, the same technology used in bullet trains, and combined it with state-of-the-art animatronics and projected CGI effects.
Putting together an attraction like this is a very difficult undertaking. It takes years to put something like this together, and especially when you're really breaking new ground.
It's getting very close.
We're trying to create this incredibly immersive environmental storytelling experience and put that together with an intensely visceral, kick-in-the-pants thrill ride.
And so it's going to be completely bewildering to the guests when they're into this for real. So they won't know where they're going. They're going to experience high speeds, banking curves. We're actually going to stop the vehicle and switch directions, which has almost never been done before on a ride experience.
Death is only the beginning.
Revenge of the Mummy is the latest advance in the evolution of popular movie rides at Universal Studios. From Jurassic Park and Terminator 2 3D to Shrek 4D.
We're learning from all of the different rides we've done over the years, and we're putting it all together, and some of the tools are really sophisticated, never before seen stuff, and some of them are things that people have been doing for years.
This just keeps getting better and better.
Well, the roller coaster, you just feel every time you come around a curve, you're going into a new scene, every time you think you know what's going to happen, it jags and jigs on you, and you're always surprised. It's like a good script or a good movie. You're never sure what's around the next corner.
Ultimately, all of this technology is put in the service of telling good story. Good guest experience, at least the kind we do at Universal, it's very story-driven.
A spine-chilling story wrapped in 600 tons of steel and a third of a mile of roller coaster track.
I think if people know and love the Mummy movies, there's certain things that they're expecting to see. They're expecting to see scarab beetles, and we're going to deliver that. They're expecting to see the wonders of ancient Egypt and all the incredible treasure, and we're going to deliver that. But of course, most importantly, they're expecting to see the Mummy, and the Mummy takes many forms.
It's not just technology for technology's sake. It's not just visceral ride experience for ride experience sake. It's all of that stuff coming together, coupled with a good story to create a one-of-a-kind experience.
Universal is the movie studio that invented the horror movie back in the 1930s with the original Mummy and Dracula and Frankenstein. And now in the 21st century, we brought it up a notch with The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. We know what scares you, and we're going to scare you on Revenge of the Mummy.
Como ven, subirse a esta atracción es como realmente estar dentro de un estudio de cine. Pero al regresar, les voy a mostrar a unas personas que se enfrentaron cara a cara con la momia y viven para contarlo. Y hablando de caras, ¡qué carita! No se enoje, yo no toqué nada. Ay, madrecita, en la torre se ve que esta momia está bien enojada. Que se me hace que mejor le corro. No voy a ser demasiado tarde. Como nos cuentan estas personas que dicen que es mejor no meterse con la momia.
Awesome. Wild. Wow.
Unbelievable. Fantastic.
It was awesome. Oh, it was wonderful. Awesome. Exciting.
This is good.
Awesome. Great.
Wow. The narrative of these rides is sort of like a sequel to the movies. We've taken all the fun things and compressed it into several minutes, and it's like the next step on the adventure.
Here we go again. And in Revenge of the Mummy, our guests wander into a tomb that just recently has been robbed by a pair of tomb raiders. The curse is on. Imhotep has risen from the dead, and they've got to get out of there, and that their lives are in jeopardy.
They only have a few minutes, and we really want to take them on a thrill ride. That, like, you know, their adrenaline pumping, they'll be screaming and yelling and shouting. And
I got so excited. I was so scared. I was like, ah!
This isn't your typical ride. This is a psychological thrill ride. It is going to be scary, scary, scary.
Got kind of scary there.
God, the bugs, they were just crawling. And then they had things on your feet and you felt they were on your feet. It was scary.
I wasn't expecting that.
The roller coaster really made it so much scarier and more amazing. Yeah, it's just like the movie. It's real scary.
it is terrifying, but there's no blood and gore. It's just really, it's a fun scare.
And of course, when the guests are on that experience, everything happens really, really fast. It's really intense, and they're hurled into the darkness. They don't know where they're going, forwards, backwards. We kind of throw everything at them at once.
At first, like, I closed my eyes, but I'm like, no, I have to watch this. I was just covering my eyes, but I felt a lot of things. So I opened my eyes and I started screaming. Like, oh, it was so exciting.
You know, it's a whole new kind of ride system. It's a whole new style of attraction experience and storytelling. It took a lot of work from a lot of people to make this happen.
This is where the movie comes to life for our guests. And in this particular scene, we come face to face with Imhotep, and he offers us the treasures of eternal life in exchange for our mortal souls.
My favorite part is the first drop off through the mist.
I like when it starts going fast and it sped up.
And it goes backwards, I think, and then it stops real short.
When the cockroaches are coming and then you go straight backwards down the hill, that part was really cool.
Oh, it was great. It was exciting.
It's all about telling a story and creating an experience. It's really been great about, you know, the filmmakers bringing what they know really well, this franchise that they've developed, and our creative team at Universal Creative who know how to build these attractions. We've been able to come together to create something that has really benefited from that collaboration.
A partnership that came full circle when the ride first opened in Orlando. Cast and crew members of the movies were among the first to experience the thrills and chills of Revenge of the Mummy.
I think what's cool about the ride is that it's sort of a shared thing that families can go and do and say, oh yeah, I remember the movie and all the scarabs and all this, and that freaked me out about, you know, about the mummy, this sort of creepy thing, and they go and they sort of re-experience those things. I love roller coasters, I love thrill rides, and I think people are going to enjoy this one.
Really, seriously, people told me how great it was. I didn't really believe them, but once you rode it, you have to ride it again.
Like, it's just a different surprise every time you go on it, no matter how many times you go.
I would like to go back on it a couple more times, yes. It's that much fun. I think it's the best ride in here.
I don't know what the age limit they're putting on this thing, but, you know, I don't know if you're 8 or 9 or 80 or 90, you're really going to have fun.
Yeah, a lot of times during the development of this ride, we thought, is this too scary? Are we pushing it too far? And I think every time we do that, we want to push it a little bit farther, because after all, it's all about the mummy, and the mummy is all about scaring you, and that's what we want to deliver in this ride.
Gracias por acompañarme en este programa especial con los secretos de Revenge of the Mummy, The Ride. Como puede ver, es la atracción más espectacular y excitante de todo el sur de California. Aquí en los estudios Universal de Hollywood. No se duerma, que lo espera The Mummy, si se atreve.
There's no place to hide. Your souls are mine.
Run for your life! The curse is real! Imhotep lives!
padrísimo, beautiful, incredible. Yeah, I hope you like it. Well, just something that I remember when I get this on the mail. The true friends, I hope you have a great time. All the good vibes, and please remember subscribe in YouTube because we're starting in YouTube. Let's start THE Weather Family. Please, if you can do it. And remember, we're going to start doing live segments this week and go to the community and start having fun with the people, with the real people. Okay? So thank you very much. Kirozawa. See you soon.